we've got to talk about Eze. Proper impressive shift from him against Wigan with 2 absolute beauties for assists.
It was a pleasing sight how he was demanding the ball, dictating the tempo, running the show from the off. The big question though,
is this the spark that ignites his Premier League form, or are we just getting carried away because it was only Wigan?
Listen, you got to hand it to the boy. Eze was top drawer against Wigan, regardless of who was standing in front of us. But here's the tactical nugs and bolts of it, yeah? We switched to a back 3 when we attack, allowing Lewis Skelly to double pivot with Norgard to curb any transition threat just in case. And that changed the entire complexion of the pitch. He had proper technical players threading those half spaces in both channels right in front of him. And that back 3, we could rock a double pivot, Norgard and Lewis Skelly.
what does that do?
It gave him the freedom to move freely without having to do more of off the ball grafting, and he's not pressing from the front because we've already engineered an on overload up top, dropping Bukayo Saka in as the extra man in the final third. Meanwhile, that pivot is sitting pretty, shielding the defense in case of a quick transition. On a normal day, playing that U-shaped progression we usually adopt, Jurriën Timber would occupy in that interior position, and he won't make that kind of run Nani made to open up that passing lane.
So you're saying this back 3 system might just be the skeleton key to finally unlock Eze? Just giving him that license to roam free.
Too early to judge because we played Wigan, it could be different in the EPL, but a structure that allows Eze to have freedom got to be looked at proper. He's been carrying too much water lately. Let's make the task easy for him, plain and simple.
So following your logic, we've got to stick with a double pivot if we are going for back 3. If that's the case, which duo are you dropping?
Into that engine room to give the back line total security and also offer support in the attack, because we have to balance things up.
Look, dropping a back 3 in the Premier League is a chaotic business. It's high risk, high reward. You get exposed in transition way more than a solid flat 4. The risk can only be mitigated into 2 ways. Either you are playing with wing backs to support the midfield and the back line from transition, or you deploy a double pivot. In Arsenal's case, we don't play with wing backs. Our right back and left back are complete fullbacks. That's why you see Arteta deploying a double pivot to mitigate the risks. We saw Mikel tinkered with the formation in his first season, but he did it because Bellerin and Saka were playing as wing backs. With injuries mounting in that back line, Calafiori and White struggling at the moment, I think switching to back 3 in some games it might be helpful because it reduces the workload on Timber and Hincapie and allows them to rest in some games. While Gabriel, Saliba and Mosquera come in, take the wheel and keep the engine ticking over until either Calafiori or Ben White is back in the mix. So trying out the back 3 in some EPL games might be worth a proper punt. And that means we're rolling out a double pivot. It's got to be Norgard and Declan Rice. So that means Zubi will have to make a way, because a double pivot of Declan and Zubi might be too much of a risk defensively, even though they might add more to the attacking third. So in the EPL, you have to consider the defensive shield for the backline firstly, because of the blistering pace of the opposition attacks. We have many bodies in the final third to take care for that end. Norgard has proven he's still got the belly to play at the highest level every time the gaffer calls his number.
Spot on, mate. That is a brilliant tactical breakdown. But here's the rub. Do you genuinely reckon Arteta views Norgard in that same light?
Has he got the bottle to start him ahead of a marquee name like Zubamendi, even if he's considering switching to back 3 in some games?
We got to look beyond Norgard's defensive skill set. We all saw his attacking contribution with that assist for Jesus' goal. He's got more Premier League experience than Zubi in that regard. Don't get it twisted, Zubamendi is a top baller. But if we are going for back 3, he doesn't need to play every single minute. Against Wigan, Lewis Skelly and Norgard did a fantastic job shielding the back line and also offering much going forward. Also, another pros of switching to a back 3 in certain games is that it limits how often our fullbacks occupy those dangerous areas. Because we are playing with one less in the defensive line, the centre-backs are tasked with doing a makeshift defensive job to cover the gaps. So this allows our forwards to occupy the half spaces. Against Wigan, Eze had many chance creation options. Saka switched position for Nani to come into that interior. It opens up a passing lane for Eze to create that assist for the first goal. And if you clock the left channel, Jesus and Martinelli were switching positions, Eze's second assist came through that space.
Yeah, that's a beautiful tactical dissection. Right, wrapping this up then, what are your definitive big picture takeaways from this Wigan tie?
Number one, we finally got a smiling Eberechi Eze.
Yeah.
It's been a tough old graft for him lately, but against Wigan, he had a solid game.
Yeah.
He looked lively throughout, dictating the tempo with 2 solid assists, and he was unlucky not to be on the score sheet himself. Number two, Christian Norgard, we've seen what he's capable of, and if I'm going to pick the man of the match, it's got to be him. Lastly, though it might have been a matter of circumstance due to Calafiori's injury, we finally adopted a back 3 and it worked beautifully. It was especially great to see Eze smiling again, which is vital because our attack has been underwhelming this season. We have to find or adopt different tactical patterns to keep the forwards alive. I'm waiting to see if Arteta is going to try it out in some Premier League games this season. Though he didn't play in more advanced role, we thought he would, seeing Lewis Skelly. In that double pivot, that's another signal that he's ready to step in if he's been called, and I'd love Arteta to try him more often.
Right, moving on to the final order of business. We're staring down the barrel of the run-in now, just 12 games left on the clock. Wednesday night, an away fixture under the lights at Molineux against Wolves. Tactically, what are you predicting from Arteta? Do we stick with the back 3 experiment, or do you reckon he reverts to the traditional sturdy back 4?
Listen, the gaffer is an incredibly switched on bloke. He knows the assignment. He'll want nothing less than the full 3 points. Because let's be brutally honest, we simply don't have the luxury of dropping a single point between now and that massive showdown. But if you're asking for my tactical preference, I say we go for the jugular. I'd absolutely love to see a formation designed purely to bring out the best in Eberechi Eze. Because right now he's a major key for our chance creation through the middle. We need him firing on all cylinders. And judging by what we saw in the cup, Saka was having fun in that new role as well, because it creates a dual 10 between him and Eze, and it gives us much technical overload in the final third. In as much as we take care of the defensive side, we're good to go.